Hello and welcome to the next JagPaw Indie Game Review. Today's title is Fez. This game hardly needs an introduction. It's been out since last year on Xbox Live Arcade, but just recently came out for PC on Steam, and what a game it is! The story of Fez's development is well known amongst people that follow the industry closely, as well as anyone that watched Indie Game the movie. Phil Fish, the lead creative mind behind Fez, has managed to become one of the world's only video game developer celebrities. It should come as no surprise then that this turned into somewhat of a PR disaster, as his initial following ended up sourly divided, with a large amount of people ending up in the "fuck Phil Fish and Fez" camp. The game has still sold fairly well regardless, and hopefully there is a lesson to be learned here for Fish and other indie developers in the future. As a huge music fan and music maker myself with some minor industry experience, I'm used to creative people being egotistical dicks. Entertainment is a stressful career path and not everyone handles it gracefully. Moving on though, Fez is a game that manages to fuse nostalgia and innovation in a seductive and aesthetically beautiful piece of interactive media. The different areas I would come across kept forcing me into a childish smile of joy. Visually and sonically, this game is a pair of aces, and I loved every moment of the music and sound design. In Fez, the player controls a character by the name of Gomez, who has a meeting with a village elder in the beginning of the game. This mysterious Fez creature then thrusts our hero into an adventure where he learns a new and feared ability, that being to shift the world around him in a mysterious third dimension. At its core, this is a game about exploration. Similar to the Mario 64 formula, Gomez is tasked with restoring the familiar world by collecting pieces of a giant cube that have been scattered throughout the world, familiar and not so much. There are 64 of these cube shards, some of which are broken into 8-piece smaller shards. However, only half of these need to be collected to reach the game's kill screen. The setup is fairly casual and meant to be pleasant, with no penalty for dying, which works well for this game because the controls, like many of the 8 or 16-bit generation, are a tad on the stiff side.
I doubt it though.
How dare you?
Yeah, it gets hard, man, these puzzles.
Yeah.
It's not just some platforming.
I feel like, I'm warmed up now. I'm gonna be in the zone this time.
Alright, you got this.
Oh, that was too slow, and like I said, I'm in the zone. Here I go. Yeah.
In the zone requires falling first.
I just think that the right trigger wasn't warmed up. I was ready. I hit it. You hear me hitting it? Do you not?
What just happened?
Huh. I'll try the right button and not the right trigger, maybe?
No, the right button doesn't. Oh, does it? Oh, they both work, huh?
For the more hardcore among us, there is additional challenge in collecting all 64 cubes, as well as 4 ancient artifacts. It's apparently possible to reach over 200% completion. Though many of the cubes can be collected just through basic exploration and simple platforming challenges, 32 of the cubes are deemed anti-cubes. These cubes generally require much more out of the player to collect, sometimes with higher difficulty skill-based platforming, special codes, or even with deciphering the exotic language of the foreign Fez creatures that Gomez meets during his journey. Gomez's world is broken up into distinct sectors that can be viewed in a very cool looking and handy 3D world map. Despite that, myself as well as other people I've talked with, about halfway through the game started to get a little bit lost. I honestly ended up stuck for over an hour just aimlessly going around to all these puzzles I really hadn't gotten the clues to solve yet, but I assumed that I had. So I kept looking over these things instead of just looking for regular old doors to walk through into new areas that in fact contain the answers that I was looking for all along. A useful network of warp gates helps to minimize this wasted time, fortunately. There are also secret connecting warp doors, which are much less useful since the only way to efficiently use them is by memorizing where each leads.
Yeah, sometimes that map gets a little funky. You're like seeing through some of the cubes into each other. This room, I have not figured this out. So rotate it. All you have is this. There's a little fucking gap. And if you jump, if you just fall into it, there's a sound. Watch, don't jump when you fall into it. Yeah. A little sound.
Oh, that's a cue for something, you know?
Yeah. But I can't figure out how to do anything with that.
I'm sure there's an item to pick up along the way.
There are these artifact things, which you haven't gotten any yet, but I don't know if they actually do anything or if they're just a few collectibles. There's parts you'll get to later in the game, though, where you finally do change the water level. But I don't see anything there that lets you do that.
In terms of bugs, there's definitely a few. The development and release of this game on both currently available platforms have been marred by some severe issues. Personally, the only things I experienced were a handful of locks throughout the 10 plus hours of gameplay, including right in the middle of the kill screen credits roll though. From what I've read online, some people have issues running the game at all, so buyer beware on that note. But should you buy this game? Yes. At $10, Fez is worth every damn penny. If you were an SNES kid like me, not enjoying this experience is near unimaginable. The only things that really hold this game back are the bugs and the slightly tedious map system. In spite of that, Fez remains one of the best indie games of this generation. I hope that Mr. Fish moves forward, continues, hires a publicist, and refines his vision in a second iteration of Fez in the future. With that, I confidently deem this game to be a 9 out of 10.
I don't know, I could be using incorrect logic here, but that looks like a 1 to me. What do you think?
Really? I'm looking at it as like a pictogram. You think there's like an order?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's gotta be 4. I'm thinking this is 2. 3. Oh, I hit it twice though. Shit.
Do them in. I would start with that one and then do 3 you did. See if you can go in order from low note to high note. And then go to where you thought 1 was. No. Start with the low one. And then do the 3 in the first order you did.
That's what I just did. This one you mean?
No. Nope. Yeah, so go, in sonic order.
This was the lowest one.
Yep. That was the equals looking one.
Sure?
Yeah, then the L.
Okay, I think you're alright.
Of course.
And then this one?
No. Then it's the. Oh.
Yeah, that's that one.
Yeah. Hey, we did it.
We did it, but we didn't do it. We didn't do it. Alright.
It's a good theory.
Let me try the original.